Are you tired of drinking alone, or worse, with boring people? Hi Minnesota, I'm Mean McGill, and do you want to experience the kind of atmosphere where the drinks flow as freely as the gossip? Then come on down to Stoney's in Rockville, Minnesota. At Stoney's, we don't just serve drinks, we serve connections. Some legal, some not so much. Need a spot to discuss your latest scheme, or just want to unwind after a long day of avoiding responsibilities? Well then come on down to Stoney's where the drinks are cold and the secrets are spicier than our famous Ultimate Bloody Marys. Whether you're planning your next big hustle or just looking for a good time, Stoney's is the place to be. We've got pool tables, karaoke nights, and the only thing more colourful than our drinks is our clientele. Hey look, you didn't hear this from me, but did somebody say $2 cans on Thirsty Thursdays? Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? At Stoney's Bar, every night's a wild card, and the house always wins. Unless you're buying the next round. Just remember that what happens at Stoney's stays at Stoney's. Well, that is until the next town hall meeting. Just check out all of our testimonials. Stoney's Bar.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
He won't.
How's it going, guys? It is Thursday, which means it's time for $2.50 cans now, apparently, only at Stoney's. I mean, it's Friday for me, but I think it's Thursday for the rest of people who watch. I don't know. Is it Friday for you guys yet, or is it Thursday? Well, make sure you lick the bottle because it's time for Thirsty Thursdays at Stoney's. Even though this isn't a bottle, this is a Coke in a can. Right, so Steel Toe Aaron, Mr. Steel Toe your girl. No, he doesn't steal them. He doesn't take them away. He just steel toes them, and that's a stench you can't watch off, Nick. So there's been an update. If you remember, and I know some people knew about this already, but there wasn't quite enough. I had to wait for some other topics I could include this in. But it seems that Steel Toe has gotten away with everything. I mean, now Nick Rekietalaw told me that he was going to jail for a long time. Definitely a felon. You know, he's done these naughty things against Kayla Rekietalaw, and he showed the Citizen Kane nips to Gino, allegedly. But it sounds like, purely because Nick is so annoying to deal with, they've decided to drop the case. But we'll see from the man himself. We'll see from the man himself as he explains it. Tabletop Joe, starting off with a 20, hitting the goal of making Nick seethe in chat for another 4 hours, and then on the Felton show. We got some funny little updates. And when do you see Nick's new fit? Holy shit. This is a very real picture and has not been altered in any way. No, sorry, not that one. This one, we got Nick's new fit. Look at this. He's ready for the beach. And don't tell anyone. I'm not going to tell you where this source comes from, but I actually have actual footage of Nick in this fit at the beach. And we'll see the reaction from the people. This is the actual videographic pictorial evidence of Nick when he showed up in the Minnesota lakeside.
Nerd.
Let me...
Nerd.
I don't know. There's something about Professor Utonim and Nick look kind of very, very similar to me. There you go. Don't ask why I have a Powerpuff Girl reaction videos just already lined up. That's another story entirely. We'll get to that another time. We'll just clear these chats. So Tabletop Joe said, here's a little secondary profit share from you from our Uncle Ford. Thank you very much. Tuesday money, giving money on a Thursday or a Friday with a $5 super stick. Thank you very much. And AG Biochemist, member for 5 months, says, I'd lonely $50 for some non-existent 8008s. I mean, what could he mean by that? Who can say? And Troy with a $3 super sticker. Thank you very much. So let's, I'll set up a new goal, because what I do is I start at 1 and then we just go up like that. We'll see how far we can get. It's kind of like a train. So we'll see from the man himself, Steel Toe. Let me know how everything sounds on your end. His Steel Toe Morning Show. A deal offered in Aaron Imholte versus Kayla Rekietala's nude case. Let's see what he has to say.
Last night,
yesterday
afternoon, probably 3 o'clock, 3:30 Central Time, I got an email from my attorney saying we are on the verge of getting everything we want. And I had to reread the email 4, 5, 6 times.
I mean, I understand what this is like because I too cannot read. But I mean, that's a problem for a lot of guys our age, Aaron, because we are actually I think I'm older than Aaron, aren't I? Because Aaron's birthday is like on New Year's Eve, I believe. and I'm born in October, so I'm like legit 2 years older. Sorry, 2 months older than Aaron, which actually surprised me. But I do want to preface this with Aaron often talks about things that do not materialize, but it would be very strange to make this claim. And there is some other evidence around this, which is that Gino and Keanu, who has also shown her non-existent breasts for $50. Well, actually, I don't think anyone actually ever signed up for her OF, but that's another story entirely. They don't seem to have received any arrangements for travel for their subpoena. So it seems like everything's gone. Let's see what he says, though.
And then we played a little phone tag, and it was the most intense phone tag I've ever played in my life.
I mean, playing phone tag is a little bit better than playing Naked Twister at Stoney's, which they don't even do anymore. I'm very disappointed in that.
We got on the phone. We had a conversation. I'll keep that conversation between the two of us.
And now he's going to go on to talk about everything. I love it. You got to love it, right? Look, I'm not going to talk about my case, but this is the deal. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what he says.
Needless to say,
I'm a little bit excited today. It's Friday.
I left it feeling like there had been a weight lifted off my shoulders. I had felt very good, and I apologize to again people on the internet who are going to be upset by this or whatever. And I for those of you who think you play a role in my life and you do not, none of this is happening for you. Everything that's happening. So whether you love me and you think this is good, or you hate me and you think this is bad, what I'm about to tell you, know that I did it 100% for myself and my family. And I'm ecstatic, and I can't wait for the clock to hit zero and the whole thing to be over with. I've been waiting for this day since September, since late August.
Now, so he's obviously talking about taking a plea rather than fighting it, because maybe fighting it would have been funnier and the internet would have enjoyed that. But I don't see why you wouldn't just take a plea, especially with this alleged offer that he's going to receive. Now, the people, of course, he's talking to is specifically Nick and Melton, because they're the only people, I think, that actually care about this going forward. Nick was very invested in this. And, Nick said like, oh, well, I'm not forcing Kayla into this. This is the state versus Aaron. It's not me versus it. But it seems like he couldn't keep his sticky little fingers out of the DMs with everyone, which seems to have only hurt his case. So, just like every time he interferes with anything, it all blows up in his face. Let's see.
I'm thrilled. So last night I'm on the phone going back and forth. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. And then today I got the word that the offer was made official.
All right. I know some of you in chat already know the offer. Hold on a second. I'm just going to get something off my screen just in case. No, it's okay. Never mind. Oh my gosh. I know some of you guys have known the offer, but wait until you hear this.
The offer is a little misdemeanor on my record.
Okay. Misdemeanor.
And
that's pretty good. It's not
a small fine of $50.
$50. $50. Steel Toe got to see the Citizen Kane titties for $50. Now, we got to get this. No, the ceiling cats, they get unlocked at how many likes we got on this stream? 108 likes. Give me 150 likes and I'll unleash the ceiling cats. 50 more likes. Come on. I know there's the people in the chat to do it. $50. Do you know how many cans you can buy at Stoney's for $50? Like 25. Or I guess 20 if it's like at 50 cents or something now. Now, Nick has talked about the virtues of being an OF model and how kids think it's totally cool if you do OF because you're going to have a golden iPhone. So it looks like Nick has succeeded in OF with extra steps. You want to see the bottom half? You go to his locals. It's right there in the chat. At least it was. Holding the bottles. Not only him, but the missus, and also both of them together. So you've got the bottom side of this business arrangements on the locals only. The top side is extra. That's $50 extra. So Nick has succeeded in incidentally turning his wife into an OF model. Very good. Round of applause. He did it, everyone. We did it. Post those ones in the chat for the if you would pay for them, or two for no. Now, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Now, I think that Sean was implying that maybe Aaron has probably spent about $10,000 in his defense of this going forward so far. So it's not like he's getting off entirely free, but that is just so funny that the state has decided that these news were valued at $50 news. Holy shit. I mean, how does he keep getting away with it? It's another win for the toe, unironically. He just is being memed into existence. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, man. I mean, usually I don't cheer for the bad guys, but there's no good guys in this case, so I have to cheer for somebody. So if Aaron's getting away with it, good for him. Suffer. Now, the really sad thing about this whole case is not that Nick doesn't get to see his revenge go forward. It's that Nick is so sad about this because, of course, this was going to be the first reunion party, the trial of the Minnesota Four. Nick was going to be there, Aaron was going to be there, Kayla was going to be there, and April was going to be there. And then he would have an excuse just to talk to her again because he actually still misses her. And we're going to go and look at some of his seed posting and stuff a little bit later on. And he has an exclusive offer if you want to join the Mile High Club and you just happen to be a puppet. We're going to take a look at that as well. That's going to be pretty funny. Andrew Kelso says, today's my birthday. I'm here for the ceiling cats and cope session from the toe. Well, you know what? I'll put the cats on just for you. I think we hit the goal of 150 likes anyway, but there you go. There's the ceiling cats just for you. You know, it's another Andrew's birthday today. It's Legal Mindset's birthday. Wait, does we say that? Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset. More like
Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset. Legal dick suckers, more like it.
No, of course, we're just kidding. Andrew, friend of the show. It's his birthday. No, sorry, not his birthday. What am I talking about? It's not his birthday. It's not his birthday at all. It's his 200,000 subscriber special he reached, which is just about as good as your birthday, right? So he's having a $250,000 stream after this stream, and I'm going to be there to congratulate him as well, so you can look forward to that as well if you like Legal Mindset. Ica, member for 20 months, says, that's it, I'm road tripping to Stoney's. I mean, it's a good place from what I hear. Thirsty Thursdays, and of course, Naked Twister on the balcony. They say it doesn't do it anymore, but they do. It's just secret. They have to say that for legal reasons. Platey with a $10 says, what about Nick's alleged spying on Aaron's internet activities? Is that issue going away as part of this? That's an unrelated topic, but I don't see anything materializing from that. Now, Nick doing this and talking about this with Melton may have been a factor in the prosecution dropping their case against Aaron. Because, like, if you want to say that this guy's harassing you, you don't want to be any part of his life, and like he's got all this private information about him, and then you spend 15 hours a day on various different streams talking about him and harassing him yourself, then maybe the prosecutors just decide, like, this sounds like a fucked up situation, and they're just doing this for like lawfare. They don't really care about the results. So maybe we just walk away from it. So we don't know. Aaron implied that this would happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we'll see it. It would be very funny. It would be very, very funny. So I would like to see it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. What he did do, what I believe he did, is illegal, but it's very unlikely that he'll actually face the music on that one. Although he's already seething in silence. Well, not quite in silence. He's talking like 5-10 hours a day about it, but whatever. Yeah, it's very unlikely it's going to happen. Because one of the things you have to think about with these because these cases go referred to the prosecutor, right, is that what was the actual damage to Aaron? And realistically, even though it is embarrassing and they did make some illegal moves against him, the damages would be very small, and it's probably just not worth the time, in my opinion anyway. Now, I would like to see it, but just don't think it's going to happen. Energy King with a 2 says, jokes on the toe, Nick paid me $50 to see them. How much do you charge to have an anime conversation? Is my question, Energy King. All right, let's see what the rest of Aaron says. We'll see the rest. Good for him. Good for him. Oh shit, am I muted? All right, we'll go back in time, Tez. Don't worry. He just said that like you know, he's gonna move on with his life. Look, I'll go back in time 10 seconds for you.
And there are just some things
there
that
okay.
these things move slow.
It was,
and I just look. I was willing. We were gearing up for the big fight. Especially with Gino and Keanu having not been served yet, probably means they're not going to be served.
And those are like the only witnesses for this case. Gino is the only other person that has seen the alleged Citizen Kane titties because they've got the rosebud on them. It is, of course, possible that they could subpoena the telephone records, but are they actually going to go through with that? Maybe not. So Gino not showing up, even though that Nick was very certain that they would be compelled to come up to Minnesota. I mean, you'd have to pay a lot of money to get anyone to go to Minnesota, right? I'm sure it's lovely. I mean, Jim lives up there, right? But without Gino, this case is pretty much sunk, and it's not a lot to go on anyway, because there's a lot of questions about this as well. And Nick has been so bad at relaying this story. The first thing he said was that, like, he's been claiming that Kayla did not consent to these pictures being even sent to Aaron, which means that either Aaron took them, April took them, or Nick did them, because those are the only adults in the situation that could have taken the pictures without Kayla's consent. Because if she took the pictures, then obviously she consented to send them to Aaron. But that doesn't mean she consents to show them to anyone else, but just to show them to Aaron. It's my belief that Nick sent these pictures to Aaron. Now, that doesn't give him license to pass it on to somebody else. But it does put Nick's own statements into question. He says that Kayla did not submit to this or did not consent to this. Did he take these pictures of her when she was maybe drunk, asleep, or not paying attention? Or did he lie and take the pictures and then send them to Aaron? That's a question that we don't know. And it's a very weird thing to do. Like, to send your wife's nudes to Aaron, as otherwise Aaron took them or Kayla took them. But it seems like Kayla couldn't have taken them because, like I said, then she would have consented. Now, it may be just that Nick is lying, because Nick lies about basically everything. He's also wrong about basically everything. So, I mean, you can kind of set your watch on just how wrong he's going to be. It's kind of incredible recently. Yes, justice for Stoney, that's true.
By the state of New York. I was feeling good about everything, but I was feeling stressed, and I didn't like that stress because everything else is so good. I just wanted this thing gone off my shoulders. I didn't want to be stressed about it anymore, even though it was a strange feeling because I felt good about the direction it was going. And an offer like this had never been made before. And I wasn't expecting.
That's the only time anyone's going to offer $50 for those beat up, busted woman titties. Now, those are Nick's words, not mine. I think that women are beautiful. I mean, I would like to see one day. That's what I aspire to. But, like, women go through, I don't want to be a simp or anything, but when women go through a very traumatic and very strenuous thing on their body, childbirth, and they do it 5 times, and then you go on, the mother of your 5 children that you allegedly like so much, maybe you like them too much because he was apparently giving them coke, right? And you go and slag it off the internet saying, like, her body's absolutely fucking wrecked. The government agrees because they're only going to charge Aaron. Like, this is the thing. They're not actually, they're like, we had to look at these photos, so we're gonna just ask Aaron for $50. We need to give $50 because they're gonna get some BetterHelp subscriptions and send them to their offices that are reviewing this. That's what they need the money for.
This offer to be made, and then yesterday it comes across, and it's not official yet. And
so this is the thing. This is what held off. Like, I did hear this the day it came out, but I was like, do I want to go with it right now or not? But then I was like, well, it's Friday, and I've got some other stuff I want to cover. So yeah, I may as well go with it, right? This is not official just yet, but we should be hearing and seeing some documents about it very, very soon. Now, Aaron does have a hobby where he just very much exaggerates what's going to happen. But at this point, it sounds like it's a done deal. And I would say there's like a 90% chance that this goes through. Now, if it doesn't, that'd be funny as well. That's the great thing about this entire story about the Minnesota 4 is no matter who loses, we win because it's funny.
I get told, hey, this could be another week or two that we hear anything more. And then today it becomes official. We're going to, look, there's crossing T's, there's dotting I's. There also, I mean, the fact that we haven't sent all of the stuff for a trial that we want to be able to show, we gathered all this stuff for a trial. We gathered all the stuff we want to do. We want to send that out there. Like, we still want to make our case, and then we'll take a look and
what's Aaron's case going to be? Your Honor, I sent the pictures, but look at this bitch. She's destroyed. Nick's words. Like, is that the thing? All right. So Scarebro says, how's it going, Scarebro? I actually already have some of your tweets loaded up. Check DMs. I trust the source. I wager Nick made some assurances on outcome of our wife if she filed the report and that Aaron would plea out very early. So then attached was a message, which I probably going to see twice, because I do actually have Scarebro loaded up on, I think it was this one. Yeah, got that one there. So this is a rumor from Scarebro, who is he's something of a Rekieta archiver himself. Rumors. What Aaron Imholte got in his deal. Nick Rekieta of rekietalaw, a small law firm in central Minnesota that is never going to practice law again. Nick said that actually recently. Would not shut up and came off as spiteful. He would have had to testify. Our wife, Kayla, did not communicate with the prosecution office. Aaron came off as genuinely remorseful for his actions. Imagine the grace that can be give when one acts humbly. A narcissist shall never know this. Very true. Very true. Thank you very much for that. And I see someone in the chat. Who is it? Oh, look at that. It's Legal Mindset. How do you qualify as an expert for valuation of nudes? Also, hi, meme. That's a good question. I could not be called as an expert because I've never seen a nude woman before. But congratulations on 200,000 subscribers. We'll be heading over there after this stream. But let's continue to see what Aaron says. We might have to speed this up though, because this goes for another 7 minutes.
We'll visit this whole thing, but it is beyond my wildest dreams. It's a dream deal. It's fantastic. I can't complain about it.
I mean, this is an amazing deal. I mean, even though he may have already dropped, as Sean has suggested, maybe $10,000 on prepping his legal defense for this already, getting away with a misdemeanor, which will probably be expunged after a few years, and a $50 fine. This is just hilarious. It could not have been a bigger win considering the circumstances for the toe. He just can't keep getting away with it. Oh my gosh. The funniest thing about this is just how much Nick is seething about it. Oh my goodness. Cog has the copyright to the Citizen Kane teddies, the Rosebud teddies. What are you talking about? What do you mean to Nick's Coke stream? I mean, not quite. He does have a very legible copy though. The fidelity of the Cog copy was actually kind of impressive when I reviewed it with the original one as well.
Again, we've got a few finer little stupid things that are above my pay grade that are going to be, just needled out. And the way this has been going so far, hell, it could be done by the end of the week. I don't know. But I've been excited about it. I've been pacing around my house. I sat down on the deck today. It's beautiful out. It's in the 60s. I had a cigar.
Wait, so fucking Americans, how much is 60 degrees? 60 F to C. 15 degrees? That's kind of chilly. That's all right. It's like spring weather, I suppose.
I had an old fashioned, and I just kind of focused on the idea and tried to adjust to the idea that this is coming to an end and that I get to untie myself from this awful situation and fully break free from those chains and completely move forward, free and liberated in my life. And I wasn't ready for this to happen. I wasn't ready for this day to come. And now it's almost here and it's all I can think about. And I'm so excited. So, thank you to everyone who's supported me through all this. To the people who are disappointed by this, I'm sorry. I mean,
but that's like a sorry, not sorry sort of thing, right? Because the only real people that are sad about this is Melton, that weirdo from New Zealand, not me, the other one, even though I'm not really from New Zealand, and Nick himself, who's obviously, Nick, some of the cope that I've been reading over the last few days is kind of insane. And spoiler, I'll go through and show you later. Nick is starting to kind of come to the realization that maybe he actually did give his kids the C, right? Not like anything, the drugs. He gave the kid the drugs. He's starting to do the trickle truth where he's like, oh, maybe it was Aaron. I don't know. How I don't know if this had happened. It seems like he's getting ready to just say, yeah, I did it. It was me. That's going to come up later. Don't worry. That'll come up later, guys. We'll get to that. Scarebro with number 5. Big support from Scarebro says low misdemeanor. Littering is a low misdemeanor. Well, I mean, those titties were trash, so that makes sense. Expunged after 2 years. Nick had to declare himself a cuck in a police report, and this is his victory. Well, there you go.
Didn't do this for you. Look, man, I mean, this doesn't change anything. You can still hate my guts if you want to.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's okay. It's not going to affect you at all. I promise. But I really don't even want to focus on that part because this is all just so great. And I'm so happy to put it behind me. And the amount of people in, my friends, my family, my incredible girlfriend, everybody who's reached out and said that this is great. I'm so happy for you.
I mean, I guess it's nice that Aaron has a girlfriend and all. Like, I guess he's calling a side piece or something. But if they get married again, so that's going to be like wife number 3, right? Like, at what point? At what point do you say enough is enough and stop getting married? I'm generally curious because, like, the girl's never going to be happy with being a girlfriend. She's going to want to get married, but you're going to be like, babe, this is number 3. Third time's a charm, I guess, maybe. But I don't know. Like, at what point do you stop going to somebody's wedding? Because I have to go to a wedding like in April, and in Japan you have to pay to go to weddings. So you have to pay someone 30,000 yen to go to their wedding, because the idea is that it's an uneven number, even though you can divide 30,000 yen into 2, 15,000, obviously. But like the idea is you give them a 3 because 3s aren't divisible by 2, and that means they won't get divorced. But I have to, like, my friend's like, hey, bro, I'm getting married. Do you want to come? I'm like, yeah, man. And he's like, okay, that'll be 30,000 yen. And they're like, what? No, actually, I did know about this previously. And then he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, everyone, there's no food, there's no catering. So it's literally just like a bill. I have to show up and get a bill. Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. He's my friend. And, obviously I care enough to go. No, I'm actually looking forward to it. It should be fun.
This can be done. I don't have any hate in my heart. I don't have any dislike in my heart. I'm free of all of that. It feels good.
Do you believe I'm not sure if he's free of the hate. I think he's probably going to giggle a little bit when Nick suffers, honestly.
I'm just so excited.
Guys, the red bar's not watching.
For that light at the end of the tunnel to be getting bigger and bigger. And again, if I'm having trouble finding the words, it's not because I'm being too careful, because I respect this whole process. I respect everyone in it. I've never felt like this was personal for any amount of time. And
how could this not be personal? How could this, like, this entire court case is personal? What are you talking about? This is a revenge case. I mean, Aaron was defending the revenge charges, but this was absolutely started by Nick to try and get revenge on Aaron, or just so we could see April again, so he has a legitimate legal excuse to see her, because he's still missing her. He's still he misses that the 2 wolf moon tattoo lady. I with a 10 pound says, have you heard of Red Bar? Yes, I have. He's not watching. I know that's a meme. First time people said, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Who's Red Bar? But yeah, I've seen him recently. I only recently discovered him and Paul Joseph Watson voice. Imagine my surprise. He's a close follower of the Toe Rekieta drama. So yeah, he used to. So I think Red Bar used to A-log Melton, is my understanding, and he used to be like Joe Rogan's podcast bro or something. I've seen him, but like I don't know if when he actually streams. Does he stream like on YouTube, or is it like on his website? He's a close follower of the Toe Rekieta drama. Such a small world. His takes are based too. I will admit that when I've seen him, I really like his production. It looks pretty cool. He's got his little sound. He's got a sound bar and everything. But I don't know how I feel about that. But everything looks pretty good.
As heartfelt as I possibly can. One thing I told myself is, don't be a cunt. Don't gloat. Because it's not.
I mean, this is good advice.
If I could tell anybody one thing,
the best revenge is to live well.
It's a great country. It's got its faults. It's got its flaws. I could complain about the process. I could complain about things I agree with or things I don't agree with. It is a great country. It is the system may have its quirks, but you can get a fair shake. You have a chance to be heard. You have a chance to plead your case. I'm just, again, very excited to move on with my life, move forward from this time. And like I said, yesterday, it went from, I think we might have something, to today, it's an official offer, to who knows how quick this moves tomorrow. Like I said, our side is still gathering what we want to present. So we don't want to get shortchanged. We don't want to get cheated by.
I'll tell you what he wants to present. He's going to bring in like a FHM magazine or something. Like, Your Honor, look at this. This is a pair of tits that deserves $50. You want to charge me $50 for the one that I saw? Look at this. It's trash. I should be paying $10 a tit and maximum. That's what he's bringing in. But do you guys have, was it FHM? I was trying to think of like a magazine that wasn't like an actual nudie magazine. That's the only one I can literally remember from high school, which had women in it.
Any of that. We want to present what we have. I will say this came out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. I'm not privy to those conversations. I am happy that I don't know what happened. I am glad that this is being worked out.
This is like, so Nova, who I would have owed $20 to if Nick had gone to prison. I'm not taking this deal because, yeah, Aaron could absolutely fuck this up. I mean, he said like at the beginning of this clip, I can't tell you about the details. And he goes on to explain everything, like literally everything. What else didn't he tell us about? So I'm not going to take this deal, but I'm not going to bet on this one. But I would, yeah, Maxim. We actually had Maxim as well. That was a good one too. I mean, that's like kind of the best you can get in high school. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Out by attorneys, and that I don't have an inside ear. All I know is what I've been offered, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I said, I'm fully ready, and still am fully ready if it happens to to do what needs to be done. But if there's no reason for that, then there's no reason for that.
So Nick was basically saying that Aaron was going to 100% be a felon. He was going to be on the like the sex registry or something. And like this was going to destroy Aaron. And if Aaron got destroyed, Nick knew that his life would come back together and everything would be back. He'd have 100,000 people watching him again live. He'd be happy so he could stream again because he's still too sad to stream. Spoiler alert. Although he's not too sad to be guest on other people's show for like hours at a time, which seems strange. Even though he's like, it's weird. It's like his computer's like completely fucked up or something. It's like stuttering and everything. But that's what Nick was just waiting for this to happen. As soon as Aaron was behind bars for the crime of looking at his wife's tits, even though he saw them up close and personal while he was motorboating them for hours on end while Nick was like on the bathroom floor looking for the blue chews that fell down there because he can't get it up. So I don't know why Aaron would even need a picture of them. Just use your imagination, bro. But it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, the toe wins again. He can't keep getting away with it. Nick is going to remain sad forever, and he's just never going to stream again. That's the reality of what's going forward.
I'm still really struggling with realizing that it's coming to an end. I'm really having a hard time realizing that this is it, because this has just become my everyday. Like until this offer, I don't even think about this on a daily basis. This has just been how it is.
Now, according to Nick, Aaron can't think about anything except what's in front of him. Aaron is like an NPC that can't imagine a past or a future. He has no ability to self-actualize. Self-actualize? What the fuck am I talking about? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So this is actually kind of shocking news to me that Aaron had the ability to think about the future consequences. I'm actually like, Nick Rekieta told me that I could come on people's graves and that Aaron didn't know what was going to happen literally 5 minutes from now. So this is all shocking material that we're learning right now on this stream.
I've been living with this thing, and it's very odd, but to not live with this thing while I'm excited about it, while I'm fucking thrilled, and this came completely out of left field. It's kind of weird. Like, this has been my reality since August, and
we need to play the music. We're like, wrap it up. We're going to go to 1.25 to see how this resolves itself.
I've just become adjusted to it. I don't think about it. Every few days, it'll kind of pop up in the back of my head. I go, oh yeah, oh shit, I forgot, And with it just about gone, I almost don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But I can now say an offer has officially been made.
Well, there you go. All right, I think that's enough. I feel like Alyssa could have tightened up this clip a little bit. Maybe she wanted to get the 11 minutes because there's more monetization options. I don't know. But we got it there. We got it there. He's been officially offered a deal, and I would say there's like a 90% chance this goes through. Now, I don't know. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. But apparently my predictions will be better than a certain lawyer from a small law firm in central Minnesota. I got one more clip for Aaron. Let's see. Nick Rekieta, the toxic addict. And I'm going to watch this one in 1.25 speed too. And then we're going to go look at Nick's illustrious deals and offers about taking puppets on sky high, like literally like mile high club adventures in this is very real, by the way. Click here for pricing. How much does it cost to go up in this stinky, sticky plane? Gold package, $1,600. I assume that Nick was going for the copper package. Look at the photo for this. This is the couple that I think can get the $900 package. Holy shit! There's more tattoo than women going over here. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. We've got to get through a little bit of steel toe. Don't worry. This is the last toe clip.
Dad Vet with $5 says, now that your court situation is being resolved, are you going to rebuttal some of the things Nick is saying about? Do I need to? It seems like everyone kind of knows he's full of shit because
how's it going?
I mean, he's kind of contradicted himself over and over and over.
I've been doing one.
I take my drugs with me all the time. When you were arrested and they found the drugs in your house, you were driving at the time. Okay, lie. The cops put the drugs in my daughter's hair. Aaron might have put the drug, given my daughter the drug. Aaron was gone for 6 weeks. I thought you said it was a false positive. Wait, now the cops put it in there? Now he's a little scared of me and he's like, well, I didn't say Aaron put it in there. It could have been anybody. I'm not really sure.
All right, so what Aaron's referring to in these clips, and I don't think we need to listen to the rest of the clip for that. I did have these Scarebro things, but we already got some links from Scarebro. So let's see. So what's happened is, as you well know, and I'm stealing this post from Melty Butters on the Kiwi Farms. Nick is too sad to stream, but he's not too sad to go on other people's streams and talk about Aaron, his long lost love, and he's not too sad to spend 5 to 10 hours a day talking in people's chats about things that may or may not have happened, and also give money to people because when you're a trust fund baby, even though he's not really a trust fund baby, if we're being accurate, because he got his trust fund when he was an adult man, so he's a trust fund man baby. That makes more sense. It's the midlife crisis trust fund. But he goes in to say on Tukey is like the puppet. And I think like of the Melton crew, Tukey seems like the best one. Like the puppet's kind of funny. I like the thing that it does. I just wish that the puppet had better sense and friends. That's all. So we got some chats from Nick. How's the best way to do it? There we go. So these are from Tukey's show. And some of them were very interesting. Let me see. So this one in particular, we'll go to this one. If it ever loads up. It's not great. There we go. So Nick Rekieta on March 12th says, I literally don't know if Aaron dosed my daughter. I know she never got into anything I had. It was literally impossible. What the fuck? What a thing to say. Holy shit. Holy shit. First of all, I thought you said it was impossible that your child had cocaine in them at all. Okay? Now, remember that before Nick actually testified, well, actually, no, it was the day he testified. He literally said, before he made any statements, Your Honor, I just want to put on the record, if my kids test positive for cocaine, it wasn't from us. Which is a very weird thing to say when the test result hadn't been introduced yet. This was literally before the result. So first of all, let's break down this sentence or these sentences. I literally don't know if Aaron dosed my daughter. What the fuck? Aaron was gone for 6 weeks, okay, at the time of the arrest. All right. That's the first thing. Now, anyway, this is just stupid, and this is actual cope. I know she never got into anything I ever had. It was literally impossible. Well, actually, this is factually inaccurate, as we know from our last stream. When we talked about Nick, we had this came up, and actually Third World Aristocrat, who puts out some fantastic clips, and I've already liked this one, as you should have liked my video already. But this is Nick's own time. Like, this is all he does is talk to these guys. In this one stream, within 10-minute time frame, he says he completely destroys his own argument. He says that I've never gone anywhere. The coke always goes with me. I've never left it home with the kids. It's literally impossible. Literally impossible for the kids to get it. Except while he was arrested outside of his house, the cops had the coke. And he actually says it. Like, listen to this.
One of the things we wouldn't do is drugs around the children. Yes, there were drugs in a safe in an ensuite bathroom behind a locked door, or two, as it were.
Okay,
if you will.
Behind a bathroom, ensuite door. Okay.
Like, I can't think of any time where the kids were home where drugs were out.
Okay, the kids were never home when drugs were out.
And being used at all. Like, because I can say this now. I haven't been able to say any of this for 8 months because I had a legal defense that I needed to exhaust before speaking. I've told
now this does make sense. I will say that. Like, of course, Nick was lying. We knew he was lying, but to play devil's advocate, he had to do this. Like, you couldn't just go out and admit everything, right? It makes sense.
Court that the drugs were mine. They were in my
I
possession.
mean, it would have been better to say nothing, and lying probably hurt his credibility quite a bit as well. I will say that as well. But he couldn't tell the truth about this.
Solely mine in a locked safe. I'm the only one who had access to it.
All right.
That's all.
Locked safe, never home with his kids, never goes anywhere without them. So they're always in his car, which I would just say that seems really strange, because I'm pretty sure it's safer to keep them in your house rather than your car, where you get subjected to a random search by some officer. You know, they just, oh, I smelled some dope. Better check your boot. Oh, what's this safe? Let's have a look. Oh, wait, it's drugs. It seems big stupid to keep them in the drugs compared to the house. And he said that, like, well, I didn't want the, and Nick says he kept them in his car with him when he went anywhere because he didn't trust the nanny to not open the door. The nanny was gone for months. That's why April was pretending to be the nanny. Okay, so that doesn't even hold up.
All true. I brought that safe with me when I left the house.
Okay.
I didn't leave it home. There wasn't an opportunity for like a kid to get into it. It's a little travel safe. It's like
travel
this
safe.
big.
Okay.
A few moments later.
This was like 10 minutes apart. Not even kidding.
Fred
No,
Robinson
but the
did
2 ounces from the top of the fridge did disappear. It's gone.
The kids could never possibly have gotten into the coke, except for the stuff we're living on the fridge. Now, to be fair, he's not talking about the kitchen fridge. He's talking about the mini fridge in his bedroom. But the fact that there was a secondary sources of coke in his room that were there when he wasn't home, which we know he wasn't home because the police record shows that they caught him on the road, which means he was out of the house. But the drugs were open and being used in the house on the same day the kids were there. Now, I do want to, I did make some mistakes. I said it was the birthday that the girl was arrested. That the 9-year-old that tested positive, it was her birthday on the day they were arrested. I made a mistake there. It's actually not. And that's because I read that somewhere else. But on my reports, I have all the birthdays removed, redacted. So I didn't check the birth date and the arrest date. It was actually 2 weeks later. So they had their birthday at grandma and grandpa's parent 2 weeks after. I just didn't want to clarify. I did make a mistake there. But I did not make a mistake about this. The drugs were just always out. They were just always out and always available because you need a bump every 15 minutes or you start going to feel the sad feelings, right? I mean, April's credit card was just lying there. So they were actually doing coke that very morning. It's a strange thing for Nick to claim. Now, of course, we know he's lying. He lies all the time. If his mouth is moving, he's lying. So the reason he would say this, most likely, is that, as part of the deal, he's taken all the blame. So April and Kayla get away scot-free, except Kayla's always going to smell like the big toe. And that's a stench that doesn't wash off. So that's one of the crazy things that Nick has said recently. Also, Nick says, do you know how horrifying it is to find out your daughter tested positive and have no idea why? I mean, no, nobody does, because, well, I mean, obviously there are some people that would know, but not in this stream, I hope so. Yeah, this is fucking terrifying, which really begs the question why Nick did not pursue this further. This is my biggest question in this entire situation, is that Nick claimed that the positive test came forward, and then he didn't have an explanation for it, and then the government just refused to do a second test and drop the line of questioning. Now, this is not accurate. This is what Nick is reporting. These are sealed reports, so we don't actually know why they're sealed. There could be a very logical reason for them being sealed that does not mean that Nick is innocent. Maybe they just could not find the correct evidence, or there was some sort of tampering, something like that happened, and the government thought they wouldn't have enough to go forward with it or something. We don't know. But what's shocking to me, and I've said this before, is that why did Nick not get a second test privately? He had the ability to do this. He can get private tests very easily because he's going to have to get private tests when he goes to Las Vegas to go see the Melton puppet show, whatever it is. Hopefully it's not puppetry of the penis, but I would assume that that's what Nick is into. That's actually a real show, by the way, a real play, puppetry of the penis. It's actually, apparently it's pretty entertaining, but I would never go to it. So obviously he's got the funds and the know-how to get tested privately. And you might say, well, the kids were in government custody or whatever. Well, they got them back after 77 days. These tests are allegedly valid for 90 days after drug ingestion. But furthermore, the kids were always with family, the grandparents, and it would have been a very simple matter for the kids to get tested by the grandparents, and it wouldn't even be a consent issue, like, because maybe if they go to foster care, like, oh, can the foster parents submit to these medical consent forms? Maybe not. The grandparents could absolutely get the medical consent forms from Nick, or just probably by themselves by being the foster care plus family members. So even you could just submit them anonymously, right, at these private drug testing facilities, and these do exist in Minnesota and around America, because we've actually talked to people in this stream that said that they had to get these sort of tests done just for job clearances. I mean, it's actually a pretty common thing to get drug tested for a lot of jobs, especially like serious jobs where you have to be like on your game. AM says, we're member for 23 months, says this is not a dinosaur idle game. I want the dinosaurs to come back, and I got something special for the next dinosaur game. I got some Japanese gummies, and they're like fishing games, but this one has there you go. It's like a fishing gummy game, but this one has like, I actually got two. One of them's got like sharks on them, and one of them's got like, what are the plesiosaurs and mosasaurs and magical leopleurodons, Charlie, and things like that. I'm going to save those gummies for the next dinosaur game, but I'm not sure when it's going to be. I wanted to do it this weekend, but I'm maybe going to be busy this weekend. Yes, they're weeb gummies. That's very true. Fatty Caddy with a 5 says, Aaron's career is over. Did Aaron have a career previously? Who can respect him now after he paid money for the destroyed slag's body? Brutal. Brutal. You could not pay me to ride that old dying horse. Well, I mean, she does it for free if you're a small radio host, apparently. Holy shit. Like, if you think about that, really, like, how much would she have to want to get away from Nick to agree to this? Skateboard with another 5 says, we know how, because he did drugs and brought people who did drugs into his home. How many trad dads bring drugs and drug users around their kids? Very true. And being real here, the most simple explanation is usually what it is. It's Occam's razor. Nick had drugs in his house. Nick had drugs in his stream room because he was going out of stream to do little bumps. And we saw that on the Coke stream. So it's most likely the drugs are all over the house because you don't want to go through your mansion while you're looking for your drugs. We know that the kids are inquisitive because kids are, and we know that we've seen them do this on stream where they'll burst into the room and like talk about like, hey, the sister's fighting with me, she's not going to let me to bed, sort of thing. The kids are always breaking in so much so that these damn kids was always a meme in Rekietala's chat. And the kids would actually use the stream room as well for their own things, because Nick would say, well, my computer settings are mixed up because the kids were playing Roblox down here or something like that. So one other thing is that, according to Aaron, Nick would drop a cocaine bullet that he confirmed that he has, because that's one of the things that went missing from on top of the fridge that wasn't in the drug safe with him. According to Aaron, that these little cocaine bullet thing dropped down onto the couch next to a 3-year-old. So Nick has already exposed kids to drugs. Now, whether or not they actually got, like, they had the potential to be exposed to them. I guess it's not actually exposure, but like the danger of being exposed. So the most simple, logical answer is that Nick did it either intentionally or accidentally. And it seems from Nick's friends, there's the horrifying implication that Camelot was saying that Nick thinks that these things are medicinal. There's nothing wrong with them, and you can do them right if you know what you're doing. Like if you got your WebMDs and shit. Which means that, no, the most logical thing is not the toe snuck back in the house after 6 weeks. It's just that Nick, either through ignorance or through some insane misunderstanding of life, gave them to him intentionally. But yeah, that's how it is. It's just how it is. All right, let's see this. Where is I think it's down further. Let's see. I want to find, here it is. All right, so this is a bit on the lighter side. We had some serious stuff. We'll have a bit of a palate cleanser. It's a disgusting palate cleanser. It's not going to make you feel better. So Nick was talking in the chat about the upcoming Hackamania, I think it's called, in Las Vegas, where it's Mother's Day weekend in America, and Nick is asking for permission to leave the state so that he can go hang out with Felton, the puppet, the weirdo New Zealand guy, and whoever else hates Aaron, because he thinks that these people are his friends. He has to pay them to talk to them because they hate him so much, and they're gonna backstab him the second he runs out of dirt to dish on Aaron. But he thinks these people are his friends because the only relationship Nick understands is one where you give people money. Now, he made this illustrious offer to Tukey, which is the puppet. He donated $10 because this was so hilarious. Tukey, will you join me on Love Cloud in Las Vegas? I can fist you at 60,000 feet. I have a loyalty card. Now, obviously, this is a joke about it being a puppet, but what does he mean by has a loyalty card? So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Love Cloud. Love Cloud Las Vegas. Spice up your relationships with a daring, unforgettable adventure. Join the Mile High Club in Vegas today. So this is a private plane service that flies you up for 30 minutes around Las Vegas in like these little not they're not Cessnas, but they're like miniature, not miniature, but like small private planes. And Nick is allegedly a loyalty card member. So he's done this. Nick has done this before. Let's have a look. We'll start at the copper package, which is, I think, what you'd pay. Like, you're not going to pay the premium package, right, for the thing, but let's have a look at this deal. The copper package, 30-minute flight, couple for two, can add a guest on at checkout. Winky face, winky face. All right, let's take a look. What do they offer? What do they offer? Oh, wait, I don't want to see all these packages. Holy shit. Show me the pictures. Where are the pictures? Oh, I had them before. Wedding vow renewal mile. There it is. The Mile High Club flight. Experience the ultimate romantic adventure with Love Cloud's private planes. Embark on a journey beyond your wildest dreams. At Love Cloud Las Vegas, we offer a unique and exhilarating experience aboard our twin-engine. Oh, it is a Cessna. Designed to evoke emotion, romance, and thrill-seeking excitement. Our Mile High Club promise an unforgettable adventure that will leave you and your partner breathless, and or partners. So let's have a look at some of these exclusive offers. Our custom-made romantic interiors are unmatched. Each detail is meticulously crafted to ensure your flight is comfortable and as intimate as possible. Wireless sound and light system. Set the mood on your own playlist. So you can play your cuck porn directly from your phone with the Chromecast feature or whatever. Excellent. Luxurious red satin sheets. Wrap yourself in luxury comfort. These sheets are going to be so fucking stiff from starch, you have no idea. Sex position pillows and cushions. Enhance your comfort and intimacy. Custom foam mattress. Enjoy smooth and relaxing experience. Complete privacy. Complete privacy. Sorry, I know you just realized you can't really see that. You and your partner are separated from the pilot and cabin curtain with a cabin curtain door, and the pilot is equipped with noise-canceling headset. Oh, person X'd out on this one. Holy shit. Holy shit. There is no way that the pilot isn't listening on this. There is no way that there is not secret cameras recording you that the pilots laugh at, after it. Where is the pictures? I had the pictures for this. Well, this is what you can get for this is the $900 package. Do these two come with? You get to pick one. You get to pick one. Hold on a second. I got to find the picture. Oh, here it is. Here's the interior. All right, so let's take a look at this luxurious interior of the Love Cloud package. So what they've done is they've ripped out all the chairs. They've put down a mattress, and there's no safety features whatsoever. Are those two men? No, it's three men in that photo. No, it's oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Imagine the turbulence. Or maybe that's part of the experience. Holy shit. This is like a creepy van, but in the air. And it probably is about as safe as one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And we know that Nick has confirmed that he's got a loyalty card. He knows all about this. Holy shit. This is just one, this isn't even a Minnesota king. This is like a Minnesota Duke or something. It only sleeps two. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll imagine dying in this plane. Holy shit. Oh, no, wait, there is some chairs there. Okay. Never mind. There's some chairs on the other side, but only enough for two. No, wait, they said that there was I know there's a third chair here. Okay. So there is chairs. I'll say that. But obviously you're not using the chairs. You're going to be on the bed doing your dirty business while the pilot is watching you through his secret camera and they're laughing at you back at the pilot's club. Oh my goodness. The noise canceling headphones. Look. Look, they've even got a photo. They've got a photo of the noise canceling headphones. Look, spoiler alert. Every pilot has noise cancelling headphones because planes are fucking noisy. They're not noise cancelling headphones so that they can't hear you banging your Las Vegas hookers or puppets at 60,000 feet or whatever. They're noise cancelling headphones because they cancel the engine noise and they can hear what people are saying in the back in case they need to call for help or some shit. Look at this shit-eating smug on this guy. You know that this guy has watched every single video. This is a face of a man who has seen so many tramps get stamped in the air while they think that they're not being watched. Oh my God. Holy shit. They use the PA system. They use the PUA system, I think. That's what they call it. That's my best attempt at a joke. All right, let's see. Who wants to join the Mile High Club in a small bathroom on a commercial flight? We joined the Mile High Club in a private plane with a beautiful view of Las Vegas. This was a wonderful experience from start to finish, winky face. Our driver, Paul. Oh, so this is Paul. Look at the shit-eating grin on Paul. Holy shit. He picked it up at our hotel. So he's not only piloting the plane, he also drives you to it? I don't know about that. I mean, you got to respect the hustle, but I kind of want my pilot to be on his A game. I don't want to have to worry about him driving the Uber to pick me up as well. He picked us up at our hotel and was so kind that we then met up with, oh no, okay, never mind. That was the driver. So there is, sorry, my mistake. There is actually a captain. Captain Tony. This is Captain Tony. All right, he looks like a Tony. My mistake. Captain Tony, the plane was thoroughly experienced and he explained the flight as the next part of our trip. We had zero concerns about our privacy. Look, you know that this is a guarantee when they guarantee you their privacy multiple times. You have nothing to worry about. The pilot said, I can't hear anything. I was wearing noise cancelling headphones, listening to other pilots. Yeah, because every pilot is listening and laughing at you. Like didn't this actually happen? Like there was like a PA system on a plane recently was left on and the pilots were like shitting on all the passengers and shit. And then the FAA had to come out and say, well, this wasn't us. This was us. Add that to the noise of the plane and the music, and you're on the fence. If you're just on the fence about it, do it. We had a blast. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Holy shit. What a degenerate experience. I guarantee you. Look at these fucking stains. This thing has been washed every 10 flights. Maybe that's part of what you're paying for. I'm not sure. Holy shit. This is like hilarious. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's not great. Not doing too good out there. Oh, my focus is in text. All right. All right. Let me see. Where were we? I think we've, let me see. What is this? All right. Let's take a look at this one. I'm not sure what this one says. I'll have a quick look through it. The next says, let me see. Oh yeah, that's okay. So he was seething about Aaron not being on the NDA. So he wanted everyone to sign an NDA to engage in their swinging and everything. Let me see. There's a bunch of it that's got no business in public. That's true. So why did you talk about it? If people want to see me spurging out, it's not there. I was angry, tired, and strung out. I mean, we see you spurging every time you talk these days. Let me see. So Johnny Average said, Nick, saw your recent cope about mandatory reporters and hair follicle tests. Keep up the work. Good work, buddy. LOL. Nick responds, do you know how horrifying it is to find out your daughter tested positive? You have no idea how. I asked the country to retest. They said no. Then do it yourself. Thankfully, I have it recorded, but he's got the ears of 3, like he's speaking elite speak. Let's see. I have a screenshot of Aaron telling me about it. I like everyone who's talking cool and sharing stories. Never impose on anyone. Let me see. So Felicia says, how about you impose on my bare belly button? I literally don't know if Aaron. Oh, these are just repeats. We've seen this one. All right, we've seen this one. Go fuck off, Paul. Shit eating grin. Like this is the biggest fucking smirk I've seen on a pilot Paul or whatever. All right, we don't need that anymore. We don't need. We don't need that anymore. All right, so. Strix on the farms posted this thread, which I thought was kind of interesting. It was worth talking about. In response to Big Dream, who said, Aaron getting a plea deal has to be a top 3 Nick L. And then our friendly Al responds, well, it's probably worth a review of some of those leading else. We're going to go through memory lane, and let's see if you can guess all of these. If you remember all of these, I'll post a 1 in the chat. Nick, so these are all the Nick L's. Nick getting arrested for coke possession and child endangerment. Nick losing his appeal on anti-slap in the Montegraph case, which triggered the Coke stream. Nick losing his Frank's hearing motion. The Frank's case was, oh my God, that was too funny. Nick getting verbally humiliated by Eric July, leading to a multi-hour Cope stream. Meltdown. That was a pretty good one. I have to say that this one was really entertaining. Nick getting catfished by a man skinwalking as a woman. Mandy. I've almost forgotten about Mandy. That was a good time. That was a funny time. Nick putting his Mustang in the ditch, driving it home from the dealership. Now, the kid was on board when he did this. That's a detail this person forgot, is that the daughter, I believe the same daughter that tested positive, she was in the car. So he could have ended his life and his daughter's life because he was too proud to listen to the dealership guy that said, hey, look, it's icy out there. Maybe you shouldn't drive home with these non-snow tires. And he's like, nah, I'll just drive really fast. It'll be fine. Nick Coke stream itself, that was pretty glorious. Aaron confirms to the world that Nick is indeed a cuck. Nick's scheme to ruin Aaron by disclosing illegally obtained information ends in legal terror and confusion. Nick's house being foreclosed on. That was a pretty entertaining one as well. You can post your favorite Nick L in the chat, I think. We'll do that. Nick losing his Rumble contract. Not only did he lose his Rumble contract, he tried to tell them how to run their business because Nick is an expert about all these things. He tried to tell them how he would turn Rumble into like a top platform, and didn't happen. Nick having an on-stream meltdown over people talking about juries and blowing up on his place on Lordship. That was pretty good. Vic losing his civil action. I still feel bad for Vic. I think I got into the first kind of Nick shows I watched was when it was the Tonka Saw stuff. So when he brought on Andy Warski and Tonka. Well, he ambushed Tonka with Andy Warski. It was pretty entertaining, honestly. I think I've been watching since then, and I was really paying attention during the Vic saga, and it still makes me sad to see what happened to Vic. They fucked it up with Ty Beard's notarization. These are added by others later. His 8-year-old testing positive for a high level of coke in her system, being snubbed by Pippa Pipkin, and trying to convince her that the managers that made her ultra successful are holding her back and he could have done a better job. This one's actually pretty funny as well because he seethed about this so much. And the whole fallout with Pippa and Camelot was very funny as well. They refused to take the L on that as well. But that is kind of funny. Nick thinks that he's such an expert on everything. Nick being forced to choose his hated family over his beloved coke whore. That's pretty good, Gail. Nick being humiliated by the disclosure of MN Public Records. I wish MN Public Records would come back and post some more shit. That was a good times. We had the new what was the phrase? New Matter of Public record attached. That was some good times. Drex of all people deciding Nick was a person of such low morals that he cut all ties to him. Now, actually, that's funny that this one should be mentioned because I actually have a update on that. So if you remember last time, we talked about Drexel does not responding to Nick's DMs, his phone calls, and not even his tweets. Now, Drexel posted again, saying, this one hurts y'all. Pour one out for Remy, and it's posting a picture of some chick who was like a porn star, and then she's hit the wall or something. She's 32. Law of self-defense responded saying, you bastard. Drexel responded. So law of self-defense deserves a response, and I like law of self-defense, so he does. But obviously Drexel is reading the tweets. Random people, the red squid, response. Random people with how many followers this guy got? 600 followers. That's actually not too bad. 200 follower account response. 300 follower response. 80s anime F slur with 7 followers gets a response from Drexel, but we'll scroll down a bit more. So Drexel's responding to basically everyone in this post except for Captain Have Fun, apparently. Very sad for the captain. He did not receive a response or a single like on his tweet. Very, very sad. Nick responded to Drexel, but unfortunately, Nick did not receive a response from Drexel. He only got 4 likes on his tweet as well. Very sad. Very sad. So Drex is completely ignoring him. And Nick just continues to respond to his tweets, hoping that he'll get, he's looking for that different entryway here. It's not working. So other Nick L's, Nick being scanned by exotic Jamaican male dancers from hedonism. I thought it was a female dancer. Winning the first Locale of the Year award, becoming a 2-time Locale award, and Nick having his law license deactivated twice. That was very funny. I think my favorite Nick stream and the favorite Nick L was when we saw his second property and that filthy, filthy house with the whiskey bottle, the nose Stanley cup, whatever it is, and that bathroom, the Eldritch Horror bathroom. That I think was my favorite Nick L. But let me know what yours are. All right, let me clear some of these up. I think there might be something else here. We're almost finished with the Nick segment. I don't think we need... was there one other thing in here? I think there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, but it's probably not that important. Yeah, it's probably not that important. We don't need that one. Oh, wait, no, here it is. This is what I wanted to talk about. All right, so Scarebro post, even though Scarebro was already in the chat before, he said, Nick Rekieta is in threads about Aaron Imholte's plea, but has not commented on it. Instead, Nick chose his weasel dance, claiming he's not paid anyone, saying his super chats were meant to encourage others to participate. Nick, however, has claimed that knock-on effect of his actions, such as increased subs and views for the creators, has allowed on his show and benefited from their participation, such as Nate the Lawyer and Legal Mindset, was Nick breaking off a chunk of his success during Rittenhouse and Depp. So let's see what Nick says. Look at this. So Darren Shields says, nobody gives a shit about Aaron outside of him being primary source for the Rekieta madness. It's more sad than hilarious that Nick has to beg and pay money to go on shows hosted by people that don't even respect him just to end up looking like a mentally diminished liar. Very true, Darren Shields. This is a really good post. You deserve more than one like. First off, you're right. Without his drama, he's quickly on his way to back down to no viewers and not hitting the goal. Who has Nick begged or paid? No, Nick responds saying no one. This person is a weirdo. So no, Nick begs and pays Melton to go on his show, and the fan hate him. Allow me to translate. You're giving money to Melton and the puppet. You begging. Glad I could clear that up. Oh, I have supercharged shows copious amounts of money for years. Participating with pay encourage others to do the same. Now, I'm not going to pretend that Nick hasn't supercharged people's careers. That is true by allowing them to come on his platform. But the idea that Nick just shows up in a chat, drops a $20 super chat, like the little super chat fairy, and he's just like, well, I mean, he just gave me $20. I bet we'll just give this person thousands of dollars in super chats now. Like, holy shit! Like, this is some actual levels of main character syndrome. I supercharge show my presence supercharges shows. Well, I mean, he is supercharging Melton's show because people tell super chat Melton to get him to leave. They're like, $10. Hey, can you get rid of this loser? $10. This guy's boring. $10. Wind it up, Nick. Tell us a story, Nick. So I guess that part is true. But like, what the fuck? This is the stupidest thing I've heard. Oh my goodness. Oh, just supercharging shows. Look, Nick is not a main headliner anymore. That's the thing. When Nick goes on a show, like he went on some guy's show where they were talking about, I guess, American Beauty or something. Like nobody watched. It was like 10 views. He's not a draw anymore. Like these streams are getting smaller and smaller as well. It's very sad for me, but all the good things must come to an end. So I just thought I'd include that. Not really an argument or anything, but it's very funny. All right, let's clear up. I'll keep this one. I want to keep these two tabs. They're pretty good. Also, down the rabbit hole, bros. We're so back. Sorry, what the fuck? Try again. There we go. Down the rabbit hole, bros. We're so fucking back. He uploaded his one video a year, and this time it's about Dwarf Fortress. Sorry, this is a completely random segue. Two cat jokes are back on the menu, and this is actually a fantastic video about the boat murdered Dwarf Fortress thing. It was very entertaining when I was listening to it the whole way, and I wish we had games like these days. It's pretty good. But anyway, that's something for my own enjoyment. So let's move on. Let's move on from the next stuff. A live streamer was murdered in Japan, and this was a young woman, quite a cutie, about 22, and she was live streaming and she got straight up stabbed. But there's a little bit more to this story than meets the eye. So, suspect in live stream murder says victim owed him money. NHK sources say a man arrested on suspicion of murdering a live stream in Tokyo. Now, that's just like news talk. He legit murdered this person. Has told police he borrowed money from at least one consumer financing service to lend the victim money. She did not pay him back. Officers detained Kenichi on Tuesday at the scene of a stabbing attack, who claimed the life of Sato Ari, a 22-year-old resident of Tokyo's Tama City. They arrested him on suspicion of attempted murder, but are now treating him as a murder suspect. He was alleged to have used a survival knife to stab the victim a dozen of times when she was streaming a live video in the area of Shinjuku Ward. Police say that he denies intending to kill the woman. The quote of him saying that he lent Sato more than 2 million yen, which is about $13,000 to cover her mobile phone fees and other spending, but she had not paid him back. Investigators say the suspect told him that the victim had asked for a loan to help her pay relatives' living expenses. They say that in January last year, the suspect went to the police near his residence in Tochigi, which is a different prefecture, north of Tokyo, to report the unpaid debts. Police say the assailant appears to have a one-sided resentment towards the victim over issues, including the money. Now, this was a story that was kind of popularized when it first came out. So this is the streamer, by the way. And obviously nothing makes murdering her okay. But when this came out, people were like saying, well, like, oh, this is a parasocial relationship. This man was addicted. Japan is supposed to be a safe country, but a woman was murdered because she was IRL streaming. No, she was murdered because she scammed this guy. Like when I saw this, I thought it was a case of a simp was like giving her $1,000 and didn't get any nude feedy pics or something. So then he decided to take it out. But what happened is that she was actually scamming him. And yeah, like for over, I heard 20,000, but the article says 13,000 US dollars. And he actually went to the police, and Bazinga Man, Joey Bazinga, the anime man, said a female live streamer in Japan was stabbed multiple times and killed in broad daylight by a deranged fan live on stream. Insane parasocialism is no fucking joke. He actually got community noted on this one, which is kind of funny. Context needed. The viewer wasn't parasocial. He had met the streamer multiple times in person, texted on a line, and lent her money repeatedly without repayment. His breaking point was when a 25K loan, yeah, that's why I read 25K, in late 23, which had been trying to get back ever since. And there's actually, I believe, I think it was this one. There was actually evidence that this is true. I'm trying to see if I can find the... Well, they have like some copies of the line receipts there, and that's what I was looking for there. There it is. So he straight up just loaned her all this money and she didn't pay it back. And we actually I wanted to talk about this a little bit because it is very similar to a case. Somewhat similar. If we go to Japan analysis. Japan analysis. There we go. Where is it? So a really interesting video you can watch about scammers in Japan. And like I said, nothing makes murdering her okay. But she did mess around with something she shouldn't have. That's right, this one. Japan's most unhinged scammer. This is a story that we've seen before. Sorry, I've got to put the ad go past. What the fuck? Oh, look at this is now. Oh wait, actually, this is the KFC ad. You want to see racist Japanese Colonel Sanders? Well, it's not really racist, but it's just Asian. Come on, man. It's actually pretty good. Wait, come back. No, it's gone. All right, sorry, you got to miss it. So this woman, she literally wrote the book on how to scam men. And I wonder if this is what was happening, because this sounds very, very similar. This woman literally paved the way for scamming in Japan. And there was all these steps. And the most important point was the aftercare. You can't just cut off contact with these guys after you scan them. You have to keep talking to them. Otherwise they go unhinged and they call the police or they come at you with a knife. She literally says this in her book. And the only reason this chick got caught was because she sold this book to like hundreds of women in Japan who started scamming people, but then they didn't follow the instructions correctly and they forgot the aftercare. And then they literally just caught her on that because it's like, hey, wait a minute, this bitch is scamming millions of yen, which is like a million yen is like $10,000. I think that she actually did still scam over 100,000 yen. Oh, sorry, $100,000. But she exposed herself. She got too greedy. And the reason she was doing this is kind of really, really strange and roundabout. Is that she was doing this because she was getting scammed by host club people. Because if you don't know, in Japan, they have something called host clubs, which is where women go and talk to men and they charge them like hundreds of dollars a night. And the first time it's like $20. And then they try and trick you into spending more money because the host will be like, look, I've got to be number one on the earnings this month. And otherwise I'm going to be the star boy or something like that. So women go to these places, they spend like cheap the first time, and then they have to start paying like next time it's $100, then $200, then $400. It's actually the whole industry is so fucking crazy. I don't even understand how it works. But apparently this is really popular, and I see these signs everywhere I go. So because she was scamming so many people, so that she had to go and pay the person that was scamming her. It's this weird roundabout thing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just a weird artifact of Japan. I don't think it would really work in any other country. And these are what the boys look like. They're not even like manly men. They're all like very girly. And there's also this exists for women as well, like for men and women. Like you can go talk to women or you can go talk to men. Like it's a girls club or a hostess club or a host club. I don't know. It's just very, very weird. But that's kind of a very strange story that's going on in Japan recently, is the stabbing of this woman. It's very sad. I mean, she shouldn't have scammed him, but, she didn't deserve to die. So that's that. This is kind of a short story, but a very funny one. I know this is a little bit old. It's a little bit old. It's from about 5 days ago, so it's like years old in the internet time. But Air India flight from Chicago to Delhi makes U-turn after toilets clog. Passengers stuck for 10 hours. Watch. Now, this isn't actually footage from the same flight. That was actually checked up on. But this did happen. So, passengers on an Air India flight bound for Delhi had to return to Chicago after the pilot was forced to make an emergency U-turn, reportedly due to clogged toilets. According to the news agency, the spokesman saying that the alternative arrangements were made for passengers who were stuck on the flights for 10 hours. AI 126 operating Chicago to Delhi on March 6 returned around due to technical issues. Upon landing in Chicago, all passengers disembarked normally and have been provided with accommodation to minimize inconvenience. The flight over let's see. Air India flight 126, also Air India, of course, over Greenland on March 5th, when 11 of its 12 toilets got clogged. The working toilets were located in the business class section, with many as 300 passengers using one toilet. A video of the agitated passengers speaking to the cabin crew flight members is doing the rounds on the internet. The video captures several passengers chatting over the issue. Now, this issue here is actually not the issue, is not from the flight, and they actually got community noted, but I want to watch it anyway, and I'll make some comments on it after. So let's take a look at this. So this is the video, allegedly. Imagine the smell. Imagine the fucking smell. they got the spooky viral music as well. Amazing. Now, this isn't actually from the Air India flight in question. This is from another one where something similar happened. So it's happened multiple times, is my point on this one. Oh my goodness. Now, the reason that 10 out of 11 toilets were clogged is because someone was just stuffing shit in the toilets, because they can't exist. They just can't exist without causing they must have such rage for toilets. There was like t-shirts and books and all sorts of crazy shit in those toilets. It was absolutely disgusting. Sorry. I'll get to the super chats now. Polka T with 50,000 IDSs. Technically, Kayla's picks cost $16. Aaron paid for Gino and Keanu's share. Did you divide that by tits? Wait, say 3 people. No, it's got to be $8, right? Because it's like 2 tits, allegedly. We don't know. Over 3 people. So that would be 8, right? And the Cherokee Live Show says, would have been hilarious if Toe got the deal, but Nick got charged for the email access. Lost content opportunity to appeal it, for Nick's sake. Yeah, it would have been funny. I mean, it could always happen in the future. I just don't see it happening. I think it's just not going to happen. Life's very funny recently, though, so maybe it'll happen. You never know. Fedicated 2 says, give a value for writing and photos of our wife. You couldn't pay me to do it, but thank you for the 2. EA, it's in the game. Member for 6 months says, ma'am, do not redeem the flight. Do not redeem. Thank you very much. Chill Station 7 says, Air India still looks better than the Mile High Club. I mean, Air India flight and the Mile High Club have the same amount of toilets, but only one of them has the Coombs-stained bed that only gets washed every 10 flights, if at all. We saw the stains on that plane. It was pretty embarrassing. Dali Talk says, are you playing dinosaur games this weekend? Maybe, maybe not. Because there's a festival in Japan called Sagicho Matsuri. And it's where I used to live in this town. And it's on every March. I forgot it was on this weekend. So I want to go see the burning. I want to go see everything burn. So as I described this earlier, these are what they do. For this weekend, what's going to happen is that they make these floats, and every float has a theme of the whatever year of the zodiac it is. So this is obviously from the tiger year. So it's going to be year of the snake this year, as everyone's getting snaked by their friends. And this is all made of food. So like the yellow is probably like corn. The black is like black beans, things like that. They build these over 3 months. Then they ram them together, parade them around town. And it's super dangerous. Like every other year, someone dies. And then on the second day, on Sunday, they burn them to the ground. and that's what I want to go see. So this is probably going to, steal dinosaur time. Actually, I think this is from the year that I went. Because this is really the year of the rooster. So sometimes these things fall over and the crowd has to run away. It's great. So maybe there will be a dinosaur stream coming up, but maybe on Monday or Tuesday. I have to make time for it. Saturday, Sunday, I don't think I can do, which is very sad for me because I wanted to play it this weekend for like 12 hours. But great question. Great question. All right. There we go. So I legit have a reason for not doing it. Okay. What is the conversion rate? Can you buy a house with this? In some places you can buy a house for this. You can buy like free houses in Japan, but you have to pay the land tax and stuff. And Fatty Caddy says, how much would you charge our wife? What? How much would you charge her, our wife? Name a real number? What do you mean by this? How much would I charge? Also, like how much I would look at the picture for $100. I would look at the tits for $100. There you go. I would subject my eyes to the Citizen Kane titties for $100. All right. Speaking of games, though, there's this game called Split Fiction. I want to play this on stream, but I need someone to play it with. This looks hilarious. This is like a short scene from the game. So you got to. So this game you're playing is two chicks, okay? And there's just random things happen in the game. All right, so she's got to unlock the phone and turn off the self-destruct.
I'm not gonna have to deactivate this.
This looks hilarious. This looks so fucking funny.
Defuse it.
So you got to defuse. So one person is driving the motorcycle. So it could be me and Max. One person's driving the motorcycle, and one has to defuse the bomb.
It's like I'm just getting my fucking face.
Good.
Oh no! It's like all the boxes.
Come on. Skip it.
Self-destruct in 50 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
No
This is too funny.
I'm waiting. I have the conditions.
The unknown caller. That's so troll. He didn't actually. You must read the terms and condition. He just checked it. He didn't actually read them.
Dude, it's gonna fucking.
I gotta read the terms and conditions. Yes.
Why are you reading them? Accept.
20 seconds.
Oh, it's so funny.
Are you typing?
I gotta type this.
10 seconds.
The question is, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that's riding the motorcycle, or do you want to be the person that's typing in the captures and shit? Like, which is the better person?
8. Nothing. 6.
No! What?
Or
Go to the debate! They all cracked to the debate!
Come on, Zoe.
Fucking autocorrect.
I have to play this game with somebody, but I need someone to play it with. They need to have a computer that works, not like Max Mirror. It looks hilarious. It's called Split Fiction. It looks really, really funny, but it's a 2-player game and I have no friends. So, if you have an idea for someone I can play this game with, I want to make it happen. All right, so let's see. Here's some good news. Here's an actual palate cleanser for the chat. So there is this absolute freak, and this is the guy. He was arrested recently for his artwork. His artwork is absolutely disgusting and is everything I hate about the world. 3 piglets stolen from art exhibit where they were meant to starve to death. So let's see. Oh my goodness, fucking pop-ups. 3 piglets were stolen from an art exhibit where they were meant to starve to death until a 10-year-old girl spoke up. Like, this is actual, disgusting. 3 pigs were rescued from Big Bad Wolf. These 3 piglets were left to starve to death as part of a shocking art exhibit in Denmark. They had been stolen and saved from their horrific fate thanks to a 10-year-old girl begging their father to come to the rescue. Artist Marco Evaristi opened up the And Now You Care exhibit on Friday in Copenhagen to wake up Danish society to the cruel treatment of farmed factory pigs in the nation that is one of the world's largest pork exporters. Okay, I understand that battery farming and factory farming is terrible, but torturing 3 piglets to death as part of an art expedition, fuck off. Just fuck off. To make a point, the native Chilean constructed a cage of hay and shopping carts, trapping the trio of adorable piglets inside with the express purpose of allowing them to starve to death. But the tiny pigs had been given a second chance at life after the conscience of a friend of the artist, Casper Stephenson, prevailed after the unsavory demonstration. Stephenson said his 10-year-old daughter begged him to make sure the piggies won't die. So the big-hearted dad teamed up with animal rights group, the Forgotten Danes, to steal the animals even if it meant betraying his friend. This is when you betray your friends. Like, this is when you stand up to your friends and say no. Instead of just telling them, no, just do some more coke and blow. It'll be fine. When I was approached by an activist to help free the animals, I let them into the gallery secretly on Saturday. The pigs named Simon, Lucia, and Benjamin were spirited away from the makeshift torture chamber and taken to a safe place by Der Glemt Dansk, which is the organization, the Forgotten Danes. On Saturday morning, that we were contacted by one of their colleagues who informed us the pigs could be picked up before 11 a.m. on the same day. The statement from the activist group posted on Tuesday. The group said it was ensured that no property was stolen and no further crimes would be committed during the act, going so far as to record the swine swiping and proactively call Copenhagen police. Stephenson added that he was not planning on telling his friend about this and about his involvement with the purloined piglets, but was forced to after the Forgotten Danes made a statement online on Tuesday. Everesti was surprised to find out his friend was part of the jailbreak, but was able to find a silver lining. I called up the police on Saturday to report these piglets stolen and had shut down the entire expedition because of that. I was so very disappointed when Casper told me on Tuesday that he was involved in the theft, he said. But then I thought about it for a few hours and realized that at least this way the piglets would have a happy life. Like, come on now. Come on now. This is like Cutie's level of like, look, sexualization of children is bad, so we're going to sexualize these children in our movie to teach you about it. Like, two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right. So this is like a feel-good story. This guy got taken away. Suffer, weird Danish artist. Oh, look, Politia. I loved hearing this story. It's great. Something great. Made me feel great. Now, one live streamer that hasn't been stabbed yet, but may be stabbed by Johnny Somali is Ice Poseidon. Fatty Katie, another two, says, no, I mean, how much money to partake in it? No, that's never going to happen. Have a girlfriend. It's not going to happen. Parallax member 30 months says, Ralph has gunted his grandson's mother. Ralph is... Oh, yeah, I heard about this, right? So someone is saying that Ralph fucked his son's grandmother, so Faye's mother. Is this true, or is this just a work? Like, is there actual pictorial evidence of this? If that is true, and he actually boned his son's grandmother, that is very funny. And I guess that's Vickers' ex-wife or something. That is very funny if true, but very disgusting at the same time. But you have to give it to Ralph if he actually accomplished that. Ralph said on the stream, well, that's not proof. He needs the pictorial evidence. I mean, he was able to post pictorial evidence of fucking at least one person. Why not another? The real question is, did he reach in for did he do any truffle hunting, or did he just go to the granny's depends or something to get them for free? Takeaway bag. All right, so Ice Poseidon is seething about Japan. Let's see what he says.
That ferry company had gotten a call from these Japan Twitter fucking retards, and they called in a bomb threat to the fucking boat.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard no evidence about this, but what happened is that Ice Poseidon was trying to take the ferry twice, once to Okinawa from Kagoshima, and once from Shizuoka. No, wait, I think it was Fukuoka to Busan, where he is currently in Busan, which is where I visited, and I took that ferry. So it was a lot of fun. What happened is people got so angry at these antics from these people that they start calling up their polices and saying, like, look, these guys are dickheads. You don't want them around. You can exercise your right to deny them service. And they're furious about this. And the thing I want to show about this is that some people say, like, well, if you talk about their antics, you're just giving them notoriety, you're giving them publicity, which is somewhat true. But we're actually seeing in real time that people like Johnny Somali and now Ice Poseidon and his crew, and Ice Poseidon himself hasn't done anything that terrible this trip, but what he has done is brought a lot of retards with him who are literally pissing everywhere. They have DBR6, who is now teaming up with Johnny Somali, and I believe they were streamed together. He was pissing in hotels. He was pissing on the street. He was pissing literally everywhere. He even brought this disgusting woman, I think her name's Zena or some shit. She pissed on the Airbnb's like floor, like on their balcony. These people are animals, and Ice Poseidon absolutely brings them onto his stream and lets them like gain a clout from him because they're going to do crazy shit like this. So he is encouraging this behavior if he has not done anything himself, but he is bringing these people here to do this. And now he's suffering for it, which is what deserves to happen.
No, so that's why the fucking military and fucking Coast Guard was there. And then I called my contact, my Japanese contact, because they were like pressing me to like get the fuck on the boat that I didn't want to go on. I thought they were trying to set me up or something. And then he like talked to them, he pressed them back a little, and then they were like, okay, fine, you can go on this boat, but you can't stream it. If you stream it, then you're not going to be allowed on the boat.
Good. They should exercise their ability to do this. If you're going to be an asshole, if you're not going to respect the laws of the country, you're not going to be nice to the people that are serving you, then you don't deserve to get money from it.
So I just went on the fucking boat. I mean, I don't give a fuck. There was no internet anyways in the fucking water across the countries.
I'm actually pretty sure this is the Busan International Ferry Terminal, because I was here, like I said, in November, and I recognized that window in that 7-Eleven because that's where I went and bought my coffee from.
God, bro, they tried so hard.
It's kind of weird. Kind of weird to see this.
They were calling it everything. They were saying, dude, they got a whole report saying that I'm like a scumbag and like a nuisance. And
Yeah, that's the International Ferry Terminal. You can actually see the signs. I mean, you are a scumbag. It is very funny to see them coping when they were like saying, well, we didn't do anything. If we did anything wrong, we'd be in prison. But that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Called it a bomb threat. Like, they did everything.
I think the bomb threat thing is, I think he made that up, though. I think he's made that up entirely, because when the Coast Guard showed up, they didn't mention a bomb. This sends a complete lie. They said, like, you've been, the ferry owner has declined to serve you today. The captain, actually, the ferry, in one of the ferry's cases, because they were causing disturbances on other Japanese transportation systems, the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train, taxis, all sorts of things. So they were well within their right to deny you the services. And when they do that, people probably won't be coming to do nuisance streaming in Japan going forward if they get shut down like this. I think Ice Poseidon has said that he's never coming back to Japan, which is exactly what we want.
It didn't work. All they did was waste like 20 minutes of my time.
No, they wasted days of his time. This is just go.
Better than you are, Japan Twitter. I'm smarter than you are. You think I'm stupid? I'm smart. You're stupid. So
I mean, they got everything they wanted, and you wasted your time, and were cucked into not streaming on your 100-day, 24-hour day live stream. So you have to cancel that.
Some guy took a photo with me on the dock, though. Or of me, of boarding the boat, so I was like, oh no. But they tried to call the fucking Korean immigration on me. That didn't do anything. I got right through, no problem. So, nice try. Scumbags. Those are kind of smart.
Cancel Johnny's. You can officially suck my dick. Outplayed by a foreigner who lives in Japan. 5D chess.
Yeah, the ferry company told us that those fucking trolls have been emailing them and texting them for 3 days to try to not let us on this boat. And
I mean, they didn't get on the boat though in Kagoshima, so it worked.
They still let us on the boat.
No, there was a different one. You got a different service, and you cut to them. You said you wouldn't stream, you wouldn't cause any trouble, and now this is the cope after you arrive in Busan.
Imagine wasting your time emailing them for 3 days, and I still got on the boat. At first,
so anyway, that was kind of funny, but like, here's another one here where they're actually talking about. I think this is the vile woman. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. If it's not, then she's also a vile woman for different reasons. Because she's IRL streaming with these degenerates. Yeah, no, it's Xena. It's Xena. This is the chick that pissed on an Airbnb. Let's see what they have to say about Japan.
If you start recording them, they get pissed off because they're trying to figure out what they try to keep you knowing.
It's because they want to appear and look a certain way, and if you're streaming, you're taking media into your own
hands.
They're the
deep state.
She's taking the media into her own hands so she can piss in Airbnbs. Wow, a real hard-hitting journalism there.
Yeah, because Japan is low-key still
Hillary Clinton lives here, dog.
Japan is not a communist country. They are a very nationalistic country, though.
No, it's like North Korea.
That's bad.
It's North Korea here.
North Korea in Japan. You know what's crazy is that, like, when I went back to New Zealand for a while, I've been living in Japan for quite a while, and I'd forgotten you're not allowed to drink on the streets in New Zealand. So I went and got a beer on like a Friday, and I was walking around by the beach, and a cop told me to put it away, and he's got a fine for it. Like, what the fuck? In Japan, you can just drink anywhere. It's great. Now, you are supposed to behave yourself. That's the thing. You got to behave yourself. You can have all these rights, all these freedoms, but you just have to behave yourself.
I've been here for long enough. It's North Korea.
In the Senate right now.
They do evil behind your back, but only behind your back, not in public.
There we go. So he's very upset. He's coping, he's seething, and he probably won't be coming back to Japan. And there you have it. That's going to be the rest of the stream. We got Nicky and his fit here. Look at this! Look at this fucking belt. Like, did he buy this one from Hot Topic as well? I just noticed this. Holy shit! Little cross chickers. Oh, it's very cute. Very, very cute little Nicky. Looking great in his new spring fit. I'm going to jump over to. Wait, hold on a second. What is this? UK influencers face backlash of video of babies. All right, I'll take a look at this. This better not be some copyright bullshit or anything. Okay. DW News. US influencers faces backlash after video of snatching baby wombat in Australia. What the fuck?
Just caught a baby wombat.
What the fuck, bitch? What the fuck? You know, the funny thing about wombats is wombats have asses that are full of cartilage that makes them very, very strong. So when wombats are being chased by predators, they run into their hole and they block it with their bum. And then if the predator tries to get inside, they literally twerk them to death. This is actually true. You can look this up. So like a dingo will like try and put its mouth. The butt is too hard to eat. So it puts its head inside. And then the wombat starts twerking and smashing and crushing the dingo's skull. That's literally how they defend themselves. They've got big fat asses. You can't just like now. When I was living in Australia, I always wanted a pet sugar glider, but that's a native animal. And native animals, every native animal in Australia is protected. You can't have them as pets, and you can't interfere and cause trouble for them. So this is very illegal, what she's doing here.
Look at the mother. It's like, oh, it's chasing after her.
No, the animal's distressed. You literally stole its child.
I caught a baby wombat.
Yeah, well, very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Australian animal.
All right, what is this guy? What is this? Is this the new prime minister? I have no idea who runs Australia. Nobody gives a shit.
And you know, I suggest to this so-called influencer, maybe she might try some other Australian animals. Take a baby crocodile from its mother and see how you go there. I
mean, you could probably get away with that, actually. You just got to walk in zigzag patterns.
Another animal that can actually fight back rather than stealing a baby wombat from its mother. See how you go there.
Let's see. She's made her Instagram private. I mean, I think that they should have probably removed this so she doesn't get any attention from it. Let's see. She's a wildlife biologist and environmental scientist. Account is private, so she's suffering over there. That's good for her. She should suffer. All right, guys, that's it. I got all the super chats right. Nobody's complaining. Nobody's sending me DMs. I had like 5 on my Discord messages. Okay, you don't have to spam me. I'll get to them eventually. Andrew Legal Mindset is doing his 200,000 subscriber special. So we're going to stream raid him, and then I'm going to be over there in a few minutes. Go over there, wish him congratulations, like the stream. Hope you enjoyed these updates, and there will be a dinosaur stream coming up. If not tomorrow, very soon. Thank you for the big support today. Much appreciated. And I know it's a bit short, but I do want to go over there and celebrate a little bit with Andrew. So peace. Have a good one. And see ya. Where's my outro for well, just the last thing. The last thing in Aaron's honor.
You can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
He won't.